Real Estate and Mortgage Show, your go-to spot for everything home buying, selling, and financing on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your referee, Greg Tilley.
Oh.
Man, I go away 1 week and you guys are...
Greg, listen, I employ you, I pay you. You can never go away again, or I'm going to have to let you go. Frank can never sit in that host chair ever again. The guy had the most verbal diarrhea I've ever heard in my life. And anytime I said, he cut me off like it was awful.
Actually, CTV Bell Media just announced ratings. They were the highest last hour.
Oh, jeez.
So you say what you want. People loved it. So.
Oh, we fought. Even when we were off the air, we were yelling at each other.
All in fun, though, ladies and gentlemen.
There was no fun. There was no fun whatsoever.
It was fun for me.
While I was enjoying my Baileys and coffee, sitting down at my brother's place.
Yeah.
How was Philly?
It was excellent.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. That's the first time I've been down in the States since last year. My brother and his family live down there. I typically go down to visit them for American Thanksgiving. And, all the economic stuff that's being talked about, it's true on the ground.
People are struggling?
Things are more expensive.
What?
Like
the president keeps talking.
Groceries are more expensive.
Listen. I was in the States. I go to the States a lot. I know we're not supposed to, but I go for work. I'm in conferences a lot in the States, and the cost. I used to go out I'd take my management team with me. We used to go out for a meal, and they would, let's say we have a glass of wine and a nice meal. You were $150, $170. You can almost double that now. Everything's so expensive now. The economy, are we struggling here? Yes. Are they struggling in the States?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Republican states as well, by the way,
Yeah.
not just Democratic states, just to be clear. Everybody's struggling. So it's tough out there right now.
It's tough
It
sledding.
really is.
It's tough. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the economy and numbers, we have the real estate numbers out for November.
Yeah, it's...
How'd it look?
Terrible.
Really?
The numbers were terrible. It was probably one of the worst Novembers we've had in a long time. Us as a company did not have a great November either. The real estate market was not great. So I'm going to reveal the numbers, what happened in November, and then I'll tell you what happened year to date. But we saw our number of sales. We don't go down like this volume very often. Our number of sales were down 18.2%, which is drastic. Our new listings and active listings were up over November of 2024, but still down over this period over last month. So, the listings are starting to come off the market. There's not as many listings on the market. Months of inventory. Keep in mind, months of inventory going through COVID, they were like, what, a day? They were like a day. Right now, our months of inventory is putting us well into a balanced market. In November, we're at 4.2 months. So
should those numbers be revamped? And I'm talking about the limits, Paul.
Yeah,
I'm talking
maybe.
about is balanced 4.5 months? To me, 4 months
is a long time. Is a buyer's market.
It's not a seller's market. It's not a balance. I think
some,
2 months is a balanced market.
And some will say 3 to 5 is a balanced market. Some will say 4 months to 6 months is a balanced market. So
I don't buy it.
It's all who you talk to. The days on market went up. The median days on market went up. The average sale price it went up 2.2%. It was at $680,000. So let me tell you how we're doing year to date. So keep in mind, at the end of last year, our number of sales last year were up 11.8%. Our average sale price was up 1.3% last year. We ended at $679,000. Okay. Right now, year to date, our number of sales are up 1.5%, which by the end of the year will probably be in that range, maybe 1%. We'll probably have a little bit tighter of a December as well. So we'll probably be around 1.3, 1.5%. Listings are still up. Active listings are up 18.2%. Sales to new listings is only 50%. So what that tells us is that all the homes that actually hit the market, only 50% are selling. So you tell me, is it important to list with the right person? You tell me. If only 50% are actually selling.
Well, what
that
caused?
Doesn't tell me it's a balanced market either. I'm sorry, but that doesn't tell me.
Agreed.
If only 50% of homes are selling, that's not a balanced market to me.
It's a buyer's market
Well,
too. Yeah.
is that sellers have an unrealistic?
So if someone asks me, okay, what percentage of our homes that actually sell? Okay, we're in the 80s. Okay, and people are like, well, in the 80s, what happened to the other? Let's say we're at 85%. I think we're at about 87%. But what happened to the other 13%? I said, those are the people that didn't listen to us on pricing and went top dollar, and they were totally unrealistic. They didn't want to hear our advice, and those are the ones that don't sell. If you want to hear our advice, we will get your home sold. Our average sale price year to date right now is just shy of 700. We're at 699. So although we're up 3% on our average sale price, we've come down from last month. We've come down from the month before. We've come down from the month before that. So we're literally seeing a bit of a stagnant market, even though our average sale price is up 3%. Saying that, we finished last year at 679. Right now we're at 699. So we've added 20,000 to our average sale price, and we're seeing some areas that are booming, and we're seeing some areas that are average, and we're seeing some areas that are super stagnant, right? So it all depends on where you live in the city. You know, if someone wants to list in a certain place, I could say yes, you're in a good market. Someone wants to list in another place in the city, I might be like, this is going to be a tougher sale. It's going to be a tougher sale.
Depends how much competition you have in the market, how many comparables there are to your property, right?
Of course. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, November was not a good month. It really wasn't. We're coming off October, when October was a solid month.
Stellar month.
Stellar month. I mean, we did 65 sales alone in October. We were half of that in November, which is not usually where we were. Like last November, we did 60. You know, so it was a flat month. It was not a great month. December is already looking like an average, very, very average market as well. And you know, it's probably because of Christmas and seasonal, and people are taking their house off the market.
But our first cold snap last week too, which really that mentally affects people.
I don't know. I'm not going out looking at houses if it's minus 15, minus 20.
But if you are, you're serious.
Oh, 100%.
You're serious, right?
100%.
So anyone who has to hit the market right now, we're still listing lots of homes, but anyone who has to hit now, people are like, why would you put your house on the market in December? Well, one, maybe you have to. Maybe you have a new home that's closing in end of January or end of February. And anyone who's coming to look at your house, yes, will your showings be down? Of course they will. Yep. But anyone who's coming to look at your house is a serious buyer. No, you're not going to get a Lucky Lou in December, like a Looky Lou. You're going to get those in July and August and September. People who are coming in December, they're serious. They're serious. So you have less competition, less buyer pool, but the people that are looking are serious. So when you get a showing, it's an important showing.
You must say yes to it.
Oh, you must say yes, absolutely. I don't care if it's Christmas Day. You got to say yes. Listen, there's different cultures that don't celebrate Christmas. And so
of course,
we always get a call on Christmas Day saying, hey, I'd like to see your listing at 123 ABC Street. And it's like, what? Today it's Christmas. But we get those calls. It's crazy.
Wow. Oh, so numbers. We also got a jobs report out this week, which was a bit of a shocker.
Shocker would be an understatement. The bond market spiked. So there's a good chance that at the beginning of next week, we're going to see some of the banks raise their mortgage rates because the spike was significant.
Fixed rates.
Fixed rates, yeah. The adjustable rate, Bank of Canada makes their announcement on Wednesday. Certainly, if anything happened with this unemployment report, the fact that it went down to 6.5 assures that Bank of Canada is sitting on the sidelines. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I think a different story south of the border where the U.S. Treasury is expected to lower by 0.25 percentage point, which is expected. We've dropped significantly more than they have since we started dropping. So they've got a ways to come as well. And in the U.S., their interest rates are beyond crazy right now.
Frank, you don't see
7%. So
you don't see a raise though, do you?
No, I don't see a raise. No,
but you definitely don't see a drop. We're going to.
If anything, he's sitting on the sidelines. Again, most of these jobs that got created today, with the report yesterday, were part-time jobs. So it remains to be seen whether these jobs are going to be around come February, March, April, and
seasonally normal job
creation in the retail space and and I think we're seeing. And again, these are countrywide, so there's provinces like Alberta, which has other jobs that are being created. So, but at the end of the day, it was a shock. They expected 5,000 job losses. Instead, we got thousands more. Most of them being part-time jobs. We lost full-time jobs again. So that's 3 straight months we've lost full-time jobs. So again, that will come to play. That'll come to play come January, February, March.
Right.
So, Bank of Canada will sit on the sidelines very likely. And, you talk about the fact that the real estate numbers were slow in November. If there's any proof that the Bank of Canada has done a good job at lowering rates, but still not enough, here's the proof right there. Because generally speaking, historically, when we have significant rate drops like we've had this year, where we've seen fixed rates come down about 1 percentage point, and we've seen Bank of Canada lower prime rate by 1 percentage point, you would have this run on first-time home buyers now getting pre-approved. Our business is up 15, 20% this year, But it's not because of the real estate market. It's because we're getting a lot of clients that have to renew their mortgages and or refinance to pay out other debts. So that's what's keeping our business humming. So we had a robust November. But again, it's not a reflection on what's happening in the real estate market because we're not getting a lot of purchases. What we're getting is existing customers.
Right. Have a question, head over to realestateandmortgageshow.com and submit it there, or give us a call, 521-TALK, 521-8255. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show, everybody.
You know, when we come back in the show and they announce our name and all that, I don't know why I'm not first. I mean, I am the star of the show, so I should be
Respect
first.
Your elders.
Oh,
that's why.
Elders is right.
I think it's alphabetical, Paul. All right, we got a question in of realestateandmortgageshow.com this week from Richard. And this is for you, Frank. He said, if I build a house with atypical construction, for example, concrete, ICF, steel, Quonset hut, modular, are there any issues getting a mortgage on it?
No, there isn't. I mean, I think we're going to start to see more and more of that as energy prices continue to rise, and it's expensive. I mean, you know, I don't know about you guys. You get your utility bills on a monthly basis. Yeah. It's like, what is going on here? Like, why are utilities going up? Inflation certainly isn't applied to utilities because they're going up way more than 2 or 3%. That's for sure, or sure feels that way. But again, as we're seeing people build, and I think the country should encourage it, and I think the banks should encourage. So there's banks that have what are called green mortgages, where they're energy efficient, and there's some of them have programs where you can even amortize it over 35 years if you provide the right paperwork to show that it's an energy efficient home. So no, it doesn't get in the way of your financing, and if anything, you might get rewarded by having more options as far as you're not going to get a better rate for it, but you are going to get maybe better terms from a standpoint of a longer amortization because, unfortunately, I mean, I say the same thing about the grocery store. So you should be rewarded for building an energy efficient home by the fact that it should cost less to do, but that's not the fact. It actually costs more to do these types of homes. Yeah. No different than at a grocery store. We should be eating healthier, but sometimes our budget tells us we can't eat healthier because it costs too much for the healthy stuff. So you end up buying the unhealthy stuff, which seems to be backwards for me when we've got a healthcare system that is struggling right now to stay on top of everyone, and yet our government encourages people to buy unhealthy stuff. So
these types of builds, they're typically a little more expensive.
They are.
So there are programs where you can get a longer amortization, longer.
Again, your 5%, the down payment doesn't change, but there are programs out there, and depending on what type of things you're doing as far as the energy efficient home, reach out to us. I mean, if your bank doesn't give you the right answers, reach out to a mortgage broker. And we'll do some research to some of the lenders that we work with to see what options they have available for you.
Outside of those programs, is there any like do the banks not want to fund these types of programs? Like even if you're not applying for one of these special mortgages, like can you just get a standard collateral mortgage?
Well, so banks like to do mortgages that are easy, risk-free,
right?
Not labor intensive. So that's what you get from banks, and you start to see them pull back. Like, you know, when I started in this business, construction mortgages, the banks were fighting for them. Good luck trying to get a bank to do a construction mortgage these days because they're labor intensive. Right. You're getting draws all the time, and therefore it costs money to do these types of mortgages. So that's why we're seeing, like, you know, we use credit unions and even our advanced mortgage investment corporations going into construction mortgages in 2026. So again, I mean, because the banks are shying away from them. They'll tell you they do them, but go in and talk to somebody at the branch and try to get some information, and they have no idea like how it's going to work and how labor intensive it is. So they kind of give you information to almost dissuade you from doing it with them. They almost push you away and say, yeah, we'll do it, but really we don't want to do it. Right. So, but again, I mean, if you're not getting an answer from a bank or from a mortgage broker you're dealing with, call somebody else. You deserve to get proper answers to your questions. And
get a second opinion.
If you're building an energy efficient home, if you're building a home, period, regardless of whether it's energy efficient or not, get multiple opinions.
Right. So Paul, in terms of that, like any kind of like these more unique construction things off the real estate side, Are there any considerations for people to think of building those types of homes, like in terms of resale down the road? Like,
well, there is some programs too that are offered that you do have rebates and some of these things, but you know what? Are they easier to sell, or do people want them? There are certain things that are much easier to sell and that are lucrative, and then there's others that people don't have enough information about, like the ICF and that. Like, people don't have a lot of information about that, so it's doing your homework. What's the advantages of buying a home like that? But it's still, even though people are building this way, it's still somewhat foreign, right? It is still somewhat foreign. People are so used to just the normal stick building, the normal insulation, the normal everything. And so it's very foreign to them. And then there's other people that are looking for that, are searching for that, but there's less people than not.
Well, and as discussed, it's a more expensive build typically. So your resale price down the road is still going to be a higher price than what most of your competition would be. Right?
Well, and some of it, you're not getting your money back, right? If it's going to cost you more to build a home, you can't ask for more when when you go to resell that property. You're building that for your benefit,
right?
Not for resale value, for sure. So don't think, okay, I'm going to go put ICF in, or I'm going to put this in, or I'm going to put that in because I'm going to get more in return on my property. Yeah. You're not. So build it for your benefit and not for somebody else's.
Unless you found somebody that's very environmental.
Green.
Yeah, very green.
Absolutely.
And, I'm sure you've come across buyers who say, like, we want a house that's energy efficient. Like that's our number one priority. So, don't show me a house that's not energy efficient because we have no interest in it. So those people are willing to pay a little more, acknowledging the fact that that's the type of house they want.
Correct.
But not $150,000 more. I mean, you may not get all your money back on it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's similar to like a pool. If you're looking for a pool, great. You're looking for, you have value attached to that pool. If you're not looking for a pool, there's no value attached to it.
You may love the home, you may end up buying that home, but you don't care that there's a pool.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not going to go spend an extra $80,000 on it because it has a pool, right? But for some people, it's like, yeah, I will spend more money on that house because it has a pool. So it's kind of neutral what you're building with.
I would imagine too, when you're doing a custom build, don't be too custom.
Well, when you're doing a custom build, you're most likely that's your dream home and you're building it for yourself, right? I mean, if you're like, I'm building this custom home because I'm going to sell it in 5 years, well, that's not usually your thought when you're building a custom home, right? So, I mean, and if you are doing that, if you are building a custom home with the thoughts of selling it, make sure it's neutral and what people really like. Like, don't put weird rooms and something that you really want that may not be advantageous to somebody else.
Odd layouts that just don't make sense.
Yeah,
I mean, we've both seen it over the years, like very, very custom homes that are, they are definitely for the people that built them, not.
Well, years and years and years ago, I sold a home that was probably about a 2,700 square foot bungalow, 1 bedroom, 4 bathroom, 1 bedroom, and they're like, well, but we were just a couple. That's all we wanted was 1 bedroom. Like, well, that's great for you. Yeah. Now resale, how many people are looking for a 1 bedroom bungalow? Not very many people.
Well, and I understand
older couple maybe,
but you still want to have
you say 1 bedroom, 4 bathroom,
1 bedroom, 3 bathroom or something. Yeah, I say 4. Yeah, 1 bedroom, 3 bathroom.
Wow,
and that's great weird for you. But when you got to resale, like any single house that you buy, you should always be thinking about resale. Like even the house I'm in right now, it's a big 4,000 square foot home, but they've taken the 4th bedroom and turned it into 3 huge bedrooms. So it's really a 3-bedroom home. Right. So I know resale, you're better to have a 4-bedroom than a 3-bedroom.
You can't sell
3-bedroom. It's an easier sale.
Yeah, I will say this much though: Italians want their money for their second kitchen.
Second kitchen in the basement.
Yeah. No, we're not selling it for what the neighbor sold. He only has 1 kitchen. I got 2 kitchens. I want my money back.
And you have to have a number of bedrooms because that's where you hide your money under the mattress, right?
No, we have mattresses. We have double mattresses.
Have a question, head over to realestateandmortgageshow.com or give us a call, 521-TALK, 521-8255. We'll be right back.